regaining focus. Wu Zhangtian gripped his twin swords, while Jin Chenghan landed behind him, their breaths merging into thick, killing intent. Then Cheng Han gathered his energy, assuring his ally that together, they could hold the line. Without hesitation, Wu Zhangtian channeled power, his swords blazing ready to test the demon army's true might. Suddenly, a massive purple-headed beast appeared, swinging a colossal sword that sent a deadly whirlwind tearing through everything. Yet Jin Chenghan stayed calm with a cold grin. If there were no flaws, he'd have already shattered this place alone. Just then, one of his soldiers was blown away, body rolling across the ground, bloodied and broken. Even so, Wu Zhangtian smirked, saying, "Whatever you can do, no worse." In a blink, the battle ended, leaving only corpses scattered amid the stench of blood. Afterward, Jin Chenghan looked up at the sky, puzzled. The monsters were gone, yet his score hadn't moved. So the more Chenghan thought, the more stuck he felt. What exactly had Lu Fan discovered here? The two entered the main hall, finding it empty and cold, with no trace of any battle left. Suddenly, both shuddered. A strange aura was watching them from the shadows. Instantly, they turned defensive, hands on sword hilts, eyes sharp. Who was hiding there? Then the scene warped, revealing a horrifying vision that left them speechless. First, a massive Kui demon slithered out, eyes blazing like fire. Next came the one-eyed fever demon, roaring so loud the air trembled. And finally, the blood demon charged in, crimson eyes glowing as the ground quaked. The sight froze Jin Chenghan and Wu Zhangtian, three great abyss demons, silently watching them. Wu Zhangtian gritted his teeth, voice shaking. The pressure was insane. Something was definitely wrong. Suddenly, a familiar voice came from behind. Lu Fan appeared, smiling slyly. "So the two of you found your way here, huh?" Instantly, Wu Zhangtian drew his sword. "Where are you? Came here too?" Lu Fan smirked, eyes narrowing. "Relax, I came just to see you too, since you wrecked what I worked so hard to build." In truth, on his way here, Lu Fan had perfected his control, turning the fallen demons into obedient pawns. Thus he could command the abyss demons to avoid tower traps, keeping full advantage. Each demon led its own legion, letting him farm points and experience endlessly, a flawless strategy. As long as those demons guarded the spire, the whole territory was his. Wu Zhangtian sneered, "Came for us. More like came to die." She opened Lu Fan's info tab, taunting Jin Chenghan. "This one's from Long Nation. Dragon Knight, over 1.7 million points. Kill him, split the reward." But Jin Chenghan just scoffed. "No rush. He was once my enemy. Killing him too fast would be too cheap." He eyed the three abyss demons, calculating Lu Fan's easy, but each of those beasts is pure disaster. With a thoughtful look, he realized if Lu Fan dared enter the spire alone, he must have a trump card. While Lu Fan leaned casually on the wall, smiling, discussing plans right in front of me. How bold. At once, Jin Chenghan raised his hand to strike, but Wu Zhangtian barked coldly, "Tell us the Dark Spire's secret, and we'll spare you." Hand snapped shut. "It. Capture him first, ask later." Lu Fan sighed, "A secret. You think I exploited a system glitch to climb the tower?" Wu Zhangtian sneered. "Then why's your score sky high? I only met a few guards, and the rest was empty. A level 30 clearing the tower. Ridiculous." Lu Fan closed his eyes, voice low, "I don't need excuses." Then, he pointed at the three abyss demons behind them, draining all color from their faces. "And those three, what do you think they are?" Jin Chenghan stared, sweating. The demons were too still, unmoving. Had Lu Fan actually controlled them? Impossible. Lu Fan crossed his arms, stepping up behind Han. "Calm, let's just say I have my own way to grind points. Doesn't Taiji Nation still tamper with system missions all the time?" The words hit like thunder. Jin Chenghan's face went pale. Lu Fan knew they'd been caught cheating in the trial. Wu Zhangtian lost patience, drew her weapon, and charged. "Enough talk. Let's just kill him." Lu Fan chuckled softly, snapping his fingers. "What a shame. All my monster hunting effort erased by a few baseless accusations." That snap became a command. The three abyss demons roared, "If you don't believe me, then I'll show you real power." The sight terrified them. They turned to flee. "Impossible! He really controls the abyss demons!" As he ran, Jin Chenghan screamed in his mind, "Bug! It must be a system glitch! Those demons belong to Taiji Nation!" But before they escaped, the demons blocked their path, unleashing death chains, toxins, and relentless damage that froze their bodies. The fierce assault sent them flying, screams echoing through the hall. Jin Chenghan looked up in despair at the towering demon. "No, don't kill me!" Then the system chimed. Abyss reached level 61, activating Bloodclaw Rage, 5 brutal claws tearing through targets with triple power. Seeing that, Jin Chenghan trembled. The monster's power could terrify an entire nation. His teammates couldn't last a single hit. All were crushed in seconds. Cornered, his survival instinct flared. He had to escape. He couldn't die and shame Taiji. Before he could move, a massive hand slammed down, pinning him to the wall with a sickening crack. Meanwhile, Lu Fan sat calmly as two girls embraced him, his cold voice declaring he hadn't cheated, just killed monsters and turned them into puppets. From the rubble, Wu Zhangtian staggered up, mask shattered, screaming in fury that she would not fall. She was Manhwa's #1 genius. Future powerhouse! She charged madly, her scythe unleashing slicing whirlwinds, refusing to die quietly. Yet the demon's claws were faster, giving her no chance to fight back. They pinned her down, ripped through her defenses, her desperate screams echoing as she refused to accept her fate. Watching the info screen, Lu Fan sneered. The so-called future elites now lay dead under his summoned beasts. Then he glanced at the leaderboard, frowning. The score hadn't moved. He wondered why there were no reward points for the kills. Suddenly he remembered Jin Chenghan once used his summon to resurrect. Maybe Wu Zhangtian had that same trick. The scene shifted to the 10,000-mile desert, where dust rose like a storm. There, two figures reformed them, revived Wu Zhangtian with 5 lives left, Jin Chenghan with 6. Coughing back to life, one marveled at the miracle. The Abyss symbiosis skill needed 24 hours to recharge, yet they truly revived, feeling near immortal. But the other cut in coldly, reminding that Lu Fan still had 3 Abyss demons and a whole army. He could be underestimated. He analyzed further. If they couldn't kill Lu Fan, resurrection meant nothing. They'd lose all revival chances, leaving Wu Zhangtian sighing in helpless defeat. After a moment's thought, he proposed a new plan to find an untouched dark tower and learn how Lu Fan tamed the Abyss demons. If Lu Fan, just a dragon tamer, could do it, then so could they, and within their remaining lives, they must find a way to turn the tables and kill him. But just then, Wu Zhangtian grew dizzy, her body weak after revival, barely breathing, needing 10 minutes to recover. Her teammate frowned. Being that frail now was suicide. Wu steadied herself, suggesting they move slowly toward the dark tower, tied to the Antimate mission. Yet suddenly, a strange object shot toward them and exploded beside her. Her body vanished instantly as a mocking voice echoed above. The voice laughed, saying luck was on his side. 2 fools wandering right into his net. The newcomer landed with a cold grin. Prince Jin Jiang himself, reminding them of his old warning not to cross him in the secret realm. Jin Chenghan cursed silently. 7 minutes left of weakness, and fate just threw this devil at them. The man was Andrea of Snow Nation, rank 2, sneering down, asking if they were digging holes or playing whack-a-mole, then ignited his flame god form, wings of fire blazing as he dove, laughing. The blast leveled the area in smoke and flame, yet Andrea froze, confused as he checked the system. He muttered he'd clearly wiped them out, so why hadn't the player count dropped, or his score risen? Meanwhile, in Jinyu City's arena, day 14 of the national trial raged, commentators shouting as the event neared its climax. At Longdu Academy's Villa No. 2, news updates poured in. Everyone agreed it was the bloodiest trial in history. In the combat classroom, students watched breathlessly. Of 23 contenders, 11 had fallen, only 10 still standing. The top 5 ranks were now nearly locked. Only killing could shake the board. Mission points meant nothing. The commentator continued. Anhua's rep, Wu Zhangtian, held 460k points at rank 5, while Taiji's Jin Chenghan sat at 4 with 5 and 10k. The view cut to Andrea, current rank 3, relaxing on a meadow, though his top 2 streak had lasted only 4 days. The new 2 was Sakli of Star Nation, a quiet killer who had downed 5 rivals for a huge score. And at the summit stood Lu Fan of Long Nation, with 7 million points, an untouchable record at VK1. The scene shifted to the lava volcano realm. Inside the Dark Tower, a colossal boss fell, and the system announced victory. The voice declared the epic boss raid complete. Lu Fan stood over an LV-85 Abyss demon corpse's dragon chant hit LV-38, himself LV-41, the 9th demon subdued. He exhaled in relief, eyes gleaming. His undead army neared completion. 9 Abyss demons now bowed. Starstream reached LV-29, and Little Faye hit LV-35. Behind him, all 9 Abyss demons knelt, deep voices pledging eternal loyalty to their master. The system flashed again. A new skill had just been unlocked. Lu Fan paused, murmuring curiously, Dragon Domain, then leaned closer to see what skill Little Faye had just gained. The description read: Dragon Domain, Dragon Clan Field, 100-meter radius, allies 50 stats, enemies 50, teleport and summon disabled. His heart pounded easily, his most terrifying skill yet. He quickly realized the core's true power lay in trapping foes. If used on Jin Chenghan, the man would die for good, unable to escape or revive. Lu Fan laughed gleefully, telling Xiao Fei to prepare. They'd squash that immortal cockroach once and for all. Suddenly, the system chimed again. You've become a bounty target. He smirked. Someone dared put a price on him. Fun. More points were about to roll in. Meanwhile, near the volcano, 3 figures gathered. The mission board lit up. Current mission: Anti-Mech LAN, Cape 1 Hunt Kill. A proud voice mocked, so this is how you plan to topple RAN K1. Then through the smoke, Jin Chenghan asked Sakli if he was confident. Sakli smiled assuredly. Of course. You know my strength, otherwise you wouldn't have joined hands. Jin Chenghan recalled how he and Wu Zhangtian once needed 4 skills to fell a lava beast, while Sakli crushed one in a single move. Had been naive to think of using him. He warned grimly, even allied, the 3 of them might not match Lu Fan, master of 9 Abyss demons and an army that once crushed them. Sakli chuckled, saying taming demons wasn't impressive. He could do it too. It wasn't Lu Fan's own power but borrowed might. With a sly grin, he added, you've always wondered how he controls those demons. Fine. In 3 minutes, he'll show you the truth. The scene cut to the National Trial Control Center, air thick with tension as everyone panicked. After teleportation, Director Kim had gone dark. Staff fidgeted nervously, one whispering if they were about to be fired. Another hurried to calm him. Don't jinx it, maybe Director Kim was just handling things personally. He reminded everyone that Kim had ordered them only to monitor Lu Fan, follow orders, don't stir more trouble. Suddenly, a silent figure appeared behind them while one tech kept ranting, unaware death was inches away. Before he finished, a cold blade slid across his throat, blood spurted like a fountain. He collapsed, clutching his neck as coworkers screamed in horror, asking what happened. A woman in the shadows leaned to his ear, whispering like death's breath, stop screaming unless you want to die worse. He trembled, stammering please, please don't, but his begging ended with a swift, merciless slash. Then a voice came from her earpiece, how's it going? 3 minutes left. Relax, the Macken family never fails. The woman unplugged the cables, every monitor went black. The speakers calmly called it a technical issue, while the crowd outside erupted in panic. Whispers spread, some swore it was Taiji Nation's doing, others insisted Star Nation was just as suspicious. Someone shouted for the supervisor, find Mr. Jin. Ask him what's going on. But when they turned, shock froze them. Jin Taeyan was gone. One whispered, I think someone just called him away. The scene cut to a quiet hallway. Outside the control room, Jin Taeyan walked solemnly, then stopped, asking softly, Mr. Macken, what do you want from me? The arrogant reply came, 3 minutes ago I said who'd share my time. Now I've nothing left to say to you. Jin Taeyan frowned, snapping, are you joking? I don't have time for this. But Macken cut him off coldly, my 3 minutes are up. Thank you, Mr. Jin. Now, please go back inside. As silence fell, Jin Taeyan hesitated, asking, you mean Lu Fan became a servant of the fallen ancient god, and that's how he controls the abyss demons? Such a being unbelievable. Still shaken, he struggled to accept it, while Macken smirked, explaining it was a divine blessing, even a fragment could remake a human. He opened his hand, 3 crystals pulsing with overwhelming energy that left Jin Taeyan trembling. Jin Taeyan swallowed hard, eyes locked on them, voice trembling, that's your power source. Macken laughed, no, 2 of these are for you. Jin Changhan blinked, then steadied himself, and asked bluntly, if they can really transform us, what's the price? Macken nodded coolly, simple. A deal, you accept my master's baptism, gain greater power, and in return, the Macken family gains excavation rights to dormant ancient gods in Taiji and Manhua. Jin Changhan weighed it, he was a prince, surely Macken wouldn't dare trick him. He decided the god business could wait, fine. I accept. Strength first. With the deal sealed, they agreed to kill Lu Fan first and later host Macken at Jin Manor for god-related talks. Wu Zhangtian hesitated, whispering, do we really have to do this? Jin Changhan glared, of course. Or do you want Lu Fan trampling us forever? If he can use godly power, so can we. Sackley cut in sternly, enough talk. Sign. We might be watched, miss this chance and it's gone. Under pressure, Wu Zhangtian gritted her teeth and nodded, fine, I accept. Sackley smiled, good. That's the spirit. Macken warned, remember, don't resist. The more you yield, the stronger my master will make you. His grin darkened, and the last crystal. That one's for Lu Fan to make him a puppet of our holy mountain. His mad laughter echoed through the hall. Back in the control center, the monitors flickered on again. Staff reported both video and live feeds restored, but no image of the killer. Someone asked anxiously, still no word from Director Jin. The acting manager ordered sharply, no, keep this quiet. We'll investigate ourselves, nothing leaks. He knew full well the disappearance of Star Nation's monitor team reeked of the Macken family's hand. The view shifted again to the volcanic trial realm, where the final battle raged in chaos, every contestant forced to slaughter for survival. Lu Fan checked the system clock, the tracker showed his hunter was right ahead. He narrowed his eyes, recognizing the mark, and grinned, isn't lie from South Nation, huh? Then signaled his dragon, Ziyi, land here. Time to meet an old friend. Touching down, he scanned the smoky, heat-warped field, no sign of anyone. Suddenly, a head peeked out from afar, eyes wide with fear. Seeing Lu Fan, Izan Lai shouted in relief, Lu Fan! It's really you, damn! I almost died of fright! Thank heavens! Gratitude filled him. Lu Fan had once spared and encouraged him, unlike the cold-blooded others. Lu Fan chuckled, you've got good luck, still standing now. Izan Lai exhaled, I thought you came to kill me! Meeting the mighty Lu Fan is pure fortune. Lu glanced at his 50k points, wondering if the fool thought death was a joke. He warned sternly, Izan Lai, in the final round, Mercy's got no place left. Suddenly, Ziyi roared a warning, killing intent incoming. The ground shook as a giant hand burst up, grabbing Izan Lai. Izan Lai screamed, thrashing, help me! Someone help! Lu Fan froze, it was Jin Changhan's summoning skill, mountain puppet, that monstrous arms owner. He frowned, the armor bore traits of the frost puppet too, meaning a fusion upgrade. Without hesitation, he drew his bow, conjured a serpent arrow, and fired like lightning, but too late. Above, Jin Changhan appeared, sneering, greetings, holy mountain slave. Beside him stood Sackley, holding a glowing essence, smiling as he urged Lu Fan to submit. Lu Fan's eyes narrowed, the stone radiated power like fallen star essence, capable of mutating life itself. With no escape, the clash ignited. Lu Fan summoned his last dragon. Go, Xiaofei! In his mind, he planned if it absorbed Sackley's essence, its strength would skyrocket. He declared coldly, the lives of you 3 holy mountain dogs and those 3 essences belong to me. then ordered Ziyi to unleash lava burst with dragon resonance, doubling its destructive force. Jin Chenghan panicked, leaping aside, face twisted and drenched in sweat. From above, Lu Fan mocked, "Stop calling those weaklings, summon something worthy!" Jin Chenghan cursed had already used his strongest, the Abyssal Burrower! Lu Fan taunted on, "You look half dead already, maybe rest instead." Jin Chenghan seethed in humiliation. How could a level 30 dragon overwhelm him like this? Lu Fan turned to Sackley and Andrea, smirking, "How generous of you two to bring me extra points." Andrea drew his crossed sword, snarling, "Arrogant fool, you'll pay for mocking the gods!" He triggered Divine Flame of Judgment, holy fire erupting, dealing 500 divine damage and continuous burn. Lu Fan only sneered, "That's it, your god's weak," then slashed through it with Dragon's Verdict, shattering the attack and enraging Andrea. Andrea roared, crushing the crystal in his hand, "Behold the true power of the ancient god." His body warped, 3 pairs of wings burst forth, and behind him loomed the phantom of a colossal deity. Lu Fan stayed calm, drew his bow tight, shot the Mingxi arrow at the projection, and muttered, "Keep dreaming." Though only an illusion, its power radiated wildly, surpassing even the Netherrealm demons. Lu Fan activated the ancient dragon mind, boosting both himself and his dragon pet by 30 stats. Xiaofai roared, aura surging fiercely. Lu Fan drew again, this time charging energy for 3 seconds before releasing a murderous blast. The ancient god's projection roared forward. The clash exploded midair, birthing a fiery pillar that shook the battlefield. Andrea stood tall amid the smoke, smirking. The ancient god's power has only begun. Don't celebrate yet. The projection struck again. Lu Fan ordered the black dragon into apocalypse form, its roar quaking the land while he rained down a storm of Mingxi arrows. From all sides, Wu Zhangshan attacked, swinging the demon lauder scythe to unleash cutting wind blades, forcing Lu Fan to parry nonstop, while Andrea hurled blazing heaven's punishment flames. Lu Fan cleaved the flame pillar, thinking coldly, without the Holy Mountain's buffs, these clowns wouldn't be worth a glance. The enemies cheered, thinking victory was near if they could just drive him out of the dragon domain. Suddenly, Lu Fan appeared midair, radiant wings spread wide, voice icy, "Are you sure I'm the one trapped?" The crowd froze. Andrea scoffed, "Bluffing won't save you." The ground rumbled violently as giant demonic beasts burst out, actual Netherrealm demons. Lu Fan smiled, "You thought I was baited, but it's you who took the bait." Andrea forced a grin, relying on those filthy corpses to win. Ridiculous. Lu Fan snapped his fingers. More Netherrealm demons appeared, towering and darkening the battlefield. He said lightly, "Just a few more, try not to faint." The enemies gawked in horror, 9 of them. Are all the Netherrealm demons here? They couldn't believe Lu Fan had subdued all 9 demons in such a short time. He looked down, voice sharp, "So, who's the real victor now?" Andrea refused to yield, shouting, "No matter how many corpses you summon, you'll never beat servants of the Holy Mountain." He activated divine protection. Holy light enveloped his allies, doubling their stats for a minute as Jin Cheng'an and Wu Zhangshan surged with power. Explosions roared as both sides clashed heaven's punishment flames, and demon scythe strikes split the sky, turning the field into a sea of fire. Andrea laughed madly, "Your demons are worthless. We've been sanctified by the Holy Mountain and empowered by Shaoli, completely beyond our past selves." Lu Fan smirked, "Oh, a little buff and you think you're gods. Compared to my dragon domain, you're dust." His emerald stream shifted into eternal form, activating dragon bloodline and doubling all skills. Xiaofei unleashed the life pulse 8, emerald light engulfing the field, stacking buffs until the demon's power soared. They roared and tore through enemy lines. Then Xiaoye, strengthened, lunged and bit off the head of the Qing Shan projection, shattering it instantly. Andrea froze, unable to believe the empowered Qing Shan projection was defeated. Lu Fan raised his hand, declaring he'd show them something worse, then activated Dragon Domain, an area of 100 meters that strengthened dragons, weakened foes, and trapped them inside. The crowd was horrified. A domain. Impossible for someone just at level 30! Yet Andrea screamed in despair, determined to crush that illusion with his own hands. He unleashed heaven's punishment flame at full power, while Lu Fan replied coldly, "Let me show you what a real gap looks like." Andrea's destructive blast fell, but Lu Fan merely waved, summoning another demon to block it easily. Andrea was stunned. His 300 attack boost meant nothing, his strength waned, and his bond with his summoned beast broke. He realized in panic it wasn't the dragon domain draining them, it was the demons themselves growing monstrously strong. Lu Fan scratched his head and smiled at the fading foes. "So that's all." Just then, a massive explosion split the sky, cutting off his thoughts. In the light, Andrea held a strange feather, voice grim yet resolute. He once planned to spare Lu Fan, but now would make him a puppet of the Qing Shan ancient god. He then summoned infinite holy radiance, a colossal sword of light that sealed the sky, ready to explode with 2000% power. In the control room, everyone stared in shock. Could Lu Fan really be? Yet Andrea's hope shattered as he fell, unable to comprehend how his foe survived divine wrath. Turns out Lu Fan had activated Eternal Guardian, an unbreakable shield granting total immunity and extreme regeneration. He stepped out of the glow, lips curling coldly. So that was your last move, now it's my turn. Instantly, Xiaoye roared, its pressure waves stunning enemies who clutched their ears in agony. Jin Cheng'an, terrified, screamed to Wu Zhangshan to stop and sign a pact quickly to survive. But before he could finish, a sword flash cleaved Wu Zhangshan in half, erasing all revival hope. Back on the battlefield, Lu Fan's voice turned icy. Unfortunately, this time you won't respawn. Jin Cheng'an trembled, realizing his bond with Wu Zhangshan was gone, everything was over. He stared at his shaking hands, confused why he could summon any beasts again. At the same time, Sally screamed in despair, begging for a contract she couldn't accept, dying here. As Jin Cheng'an stammered an excuse, Lu Fan's blade fell, ending him instantly. Lu Fan said coldly, "Words are useless in my dragon domain. No one but me can summon or contract." Only Shayli remained, broken, never imagining he'd be pushed this far. How could a fellow servant of an ancient god be so weak? He clenched a stone, crying bitterly, "This was meant for you, shame, your eyes are blinded." Then he lost control, begging madly for the ancient lord's mercy, to grant him power to crush his mocker. But Lu Fan gave no chance, lunging in for the final strike, sneering, "You think I'd wait for you to charge up?" Sally only managed a short scream before collapsing amid the ruined battlefield. The stone in Shayli's hand suddenly shot up, flickering as if trying to escape. Lu Fan spread his wings to chase, sneering, "Running away and abandoning your allies. You think you can flee my dragon domain on borrowed power?" Tom caught the stone, grinning. He'd finally obtained a complete Qing Shan essence fragment after so long. The scene shifted, leaderboards exploded as the scores of 3 great nations vanished. Only the Dragon Nation's representative remained. Jin Taeyan stood frozen, turning away in disbelief at the outcome. With the strongest team wiped out, he trembled, dreading how to report this to the Jin clan, who had pinned their hopes on Jin Cheng'an. From the shadows, dark tendrils slithered out, wrapping around him as a cold voice asked, "So my son is truly dead?" Jin Taeyan trembled violently, bowing, "This subordinate is worthless, punish me as you will." He confessed Long Nation's fighter was too strong, every intervention failed. Even the elites of Jing Diao and Yinghua nations perished by his hand. The darkness quivered, the hidden voice muttered, "No wonder I felt a chill earlier, a terrifying one indeed." The figure pulled back his hood, tightening the tendrils around Jin Taeyan's neck, lifting him like trash. His voice hissed, "What did you promise me before the match? Now my son's dead, the nation's ruined, and you blame strength." Jin Taeyan collapsed to his knees, begging for one more chance. The tendrils loosened and dropped him. The voice ordered coldly, "No matter what, stop Lu Fan from leaving Taiki Nation after the trial. I and 4 others will ensure he vanishes forever." Back with Lu Fan, he turned the stone in hand, smiling, 3 powerhouses down for this gem. Let's see what the demon dragon will evolve into." He tossed the stone skyward, excitement rising. "Show me how terrifying the Qing Shan essence truly is." The 2 demon dragons lunged up and swallowed it whole without hesitation. Their bodies blazed with light, energy erupting as they began evolving, bathed in golden brilliance. The system chimed repeatedly, new skills acquired, Gate of Holy Light, Radiance of Sanctity. Lu Fan froze 2 new skills on the second evolution. He checked Radiance of Sanctity, boosted all stats by 30 and granted steady healing, while Gate of Holy Light allowed army-wide teleportation beyond spatial limits. Lu Fan grinned, teleportation on demand. Perfect, I can summon or recall my demon dragons anytime, no need for Xiaofei anymore. He pondered, if the holy demon dragons absorb other ancient gods' essences, could they evolve even higher? What would their final form be? Just then, the system announced the end of the national trial. Only 6 survivors remained, and even Andrea had conceded. None dared challenge Lu Fan again. Lu Fan looked at the list of approvals and smiled. Guess it's time to go home. He nodded softly, "Let's wrap this up," then pressed confirm. The system validated the votes, officially ending the trial. Reward notifications appeared, instructing representatives to claim their prizes before leaving the secret realm. Before Lu Fan, countless treasure chests materialized. His eyes widened with anticipation. "Let's see what the champion of 23 nations gets!" Light burst forth. Inside the chest lay a 5-piece legendary set, level 90, gleaming brilliantly. Lu Fan whistled. Just the belt alone could trigger the whole set bonus, and even grant transformation into the Golden Dragon King with the full set. 3 more skills unlocked, like a true blazing dragon warrior. Next came a rare level 40 skill scroll, replica magic of the Dragon Maiden, letting him copy his dragon's abilities and trigger Dragon Tongue resonance, plus a final reward bag with 30 random rare items. Unreal luck. Lu Fan gathered his loot, activated Blazing Dragon Will and the Dragon Tongue replica, chuckling, world-class secret realm rewards sure don't disappoint, hope luck keeps up. He opened the item bag to find 3 rare scrolls that could upgrade gear, summons, crafting, or contracts by 1 tier up to legendary, leaving him speechless. Lu Fan noted these scrolls were near impossible to buy at the Tianhua auction, perfect timing for his 3rd class change. Maybe the Azure Dragon was about to awaken. Using the level limit removal scroll, he activated the Golden Dragon King belt, summoning a golden shield that boosted strength, agility, and spirit by 40, doubled durability, and lasted 20 seconds. He equipped the flowing flame nebula sword, and blazing dragon willpower surged through him, lifting his might to a new height. With Dragon Maiden replica and Dragon Tongue resonance, he could now cast like a true dragon magus. His gaze fell on the incubating blue dragon egg, his Dragon Knight aura intensifying. Clenching his fists, he felt the Golden Dragon King bloodline awaken, activating the 15-piece synergy. His body merged with golden light, strength and spirit soaring before he was warped straight to Jinyu City of Taiki Nation. In Jinyu Arena, the air still buzzed as the teleport gate flashed. Lu Fan, champion of Long Nation, emerged to thunderous cheers. The crowd erupted, fans shouted his name while reporters pressed in. How does it feel to defeat 3 champions in a row? Any message for the Jin clan, Mr. Lu? Zhang Shengming quickly stepped forward, demanding order and declaring Lu Fan would not take interviews yet. At that moment, Han Baifei approached with a radiant smile. Welcome home, hero of Long Nation. Lu Fan returned the smile, bowing to Vice Principal Zhao and Elder Han, announcing his safe return. Elder Han gripped his hand tightly, voice trembling with pride. Congratulations on winning the national trial, far exceeding expectations. He patted Lu Fan's shoulder, praising his overwhelming performance. He handed over a gold medal engraved with a lion, smiling. A promotion from silver to gold. Lu Fan was stunned, only 8 had ever earned it. Han confirmed he was the 9th and the youngest ever. Zhang Shengming marveled with that gold medal. Lu Fan's rank stood just below the 3 elders and Du Jing, equivalent to a national hero honored by the Lion Corps. Lu Fan scratched his head modestly, thanking Elder Han, though inwardly thinking the 9th gold medal even the dean would bow to that. Savage. Back in the lounge, he carefully stored the medal, eyes gleaming as if waiting for the next chapter to begin. Lu Fan jumped up in excitement. The moment had come to awaken the blue dragon egg. He pulled out an expansion scroll, unlocked an extra summon slot, then carefully placed the egg on the table. Smiling, he said, "Let's welcome our new teammate," and pressed his hand on the egg, channeling energy inside. The room trembled, lightning cracked as the shell burst open, revealing a baby dragon with shimmering azure scales. The system showed Blue Dragon LV.1 lightning power, high speed, debuff immunity, extreme regeneration. Lu Fan beamed at the tiny creature. A masterpiece, he thought. You'll be one majestic dragon one day. He gently patted its head, chuckling, "I'll name you a bow." The hatchling chirped happily and Lu Fan laughed. "All right then, a bow it is." Suddenly, a bow bit his hand hard, making him yelp. Lu Fan winced, sighing, "Great, another biter. Looks like a bow's as stubborn as Xiao Yi and Xiao Fai." Just then, the system chimed, "Congratulations! You've received today's treasure map!" He picked it up, eyes lighting up. It was a divinity or map, incredibly rare. Meanwhile, elsewhere, heavy tension filled the De family estate. A servant rushed in. "Panic, Monsieur! Trouble! The royal clan is here again!" Ye Wutian frowned coldly again. What more do they want now? The servant bowed. "Still about Yun Shui Mountain. They're using a rights dispute to seize our territory." Ye Wutian clenched her fists, furious that the royals kept exploiting her weakened house to steal resources. Rage made her cough. "Blood, so much for noble prestige and the Long clan? Any reply?" The servant shook his head. "None yet, miss." She smiled bitterly. "Ungrateful bastards." The servant quickly steadied her. "Please, Miss Ye, don't worsen your condition." She brushed him off, eyes sharp. "No need. Take me to them. I want to see how far their arrogance goes." Scene shift to Jinyu International Airport, where Lu Fan was checking in for his flight back to Long Nation. Before boarding, he opened Elder Han's National Reward and Exclusive Secret Realm list. Scanning through, his gaze stopped at Sea of Death Sands, a level 70 nightmare difficulty realm for 5 players, between Taikyu and Long Nation. He recalled thinking level 60 realms were no longer worth his time, but this one felt different. Studying the coordinates, he realized they matched the divine treasure map exactly. Elder Han noticed and asked, "Made your choice?" Lu Fan nodded firmly. "That's the one." Han laughed, promising to scout and set a teleport gate. Lu Fan thanked him, adding he'd return late. He still had an appointment with Andrea he couldn't skip. Elder Han patted his shoulder, smiling, "No rush. Head back. Vice Principal Zhao will assign you some high-level training realms." Zhang Shengming walked up, clapping Lu Fan's shoulder. "Hey, champ! Daydreaming again? Time to disembark!" Lu Fan blinked. "Ah, right!" The moment he stepped off the plane, chaos greeted him. Banners everywhere, fans screaming, "Lu Fan's so handsome! Please accept our interview! Welcome home!" Lu Fan broke into a wry smile, sweat dropping. "Oh man, it's way too lively!" Zhang Shengming grinned. "Bet you're not used to this chaos. Want me to drive you back to campus?" Lu Fan grabbed the lifeline instantly. "Vice Principal Zhao, stop teasing and get me out of here, please!" Half an hour later, the car pulled up at Longdu Academy's gates. The peaceful air made him sigh in relief. Finally home. Zhang advised, "Rest up, the media will be loud for the next 10 days. He added, "Once the teleport gate to the Sea of Death Sands is ready, I'll call you. For now, rest." Just as Lu Fan stepped down, a familiar voice called, "Xiao Fan!" He looked up with a bright smile. "Oh, on Han, it's you!" Behind Han Ka came his close friends Jian Ying, Tan Thu, and Dao Xiaoman, all shouting, Lu Fan, you're finally back! Welcome home, NK1 champion! He blinked in surprise, glancing at the festive scene. You guys joined the welcoming circus too. And Han Ka burst into tears, hugging him tightly. Xiao Fan, you nearly scared me to death. I watched every live stream. My heart almost exploded. He patted her shoulder gently. I'm fine, auntie. I'm home. Warmth flooded him. He truly felt had returned. That evening, Villa No. Tu echoed with laughter on Han Ka's feast filled the table. Jian Ying asked about his trip, and Lu Fan cheerfully replied, just a farewell drink with friends from Snow Nation. Anton playfully scolded, already picking up bad habits. Everyone laughed. The cozy atmosphere melted all fatigue, though his thoughts drifted briefly to Li Wutian, wondering if Shed heard of his victory. Meanwhile, in Taikyu Nation, darkness loomed over the Grand Hall. A subordinate knelt, reporting, My lord, scouts at Jinyu Airport confirm Lu Fan plans to enter the Sea of Death Sands realm. The shadowed figure's deep voice rumbled. The Sea of Death Sands, the border of Long and Taiki. I've mobilized both the capital Divine Legion and the 6th Divine Legion. Jin-tae and Blanche, what? 2 elite legions. Isn't that a bit? He choked as black tendrils tightened around his throat. The icy voice snapped. A bit what? Jin-tae gasped. Subordinate obeys, avenging the young master even if it costs the nation. The figure released him, eyes glowing. Good. Have both legions surround the realm. 4 national heroes will strike together. I want Lu Fan torn to pieces. The next morning, at the Godbone Forest on the border, Lu Fan's group stood before the entrance to the Sea of Death Sands. Dao Xiaoman laughed heartily. Ha-how! My first national-level dungeon, so awesome! Tan Thu grinned. Without classmate Lu Fan, we'd never get this chance. Lu Fan gazed into the forest, murmuring, Wonder if there's any cooking material in their Sea of Death Sands, huh? Maybe time to meet my 5th dragon. His eyes shifted toward the Taiki border and froze. They're here. Just then, a familiar voice explained that since the teleport gate was built, the other side had stationed spies but nothing threatening. Lu Fan turned, startled, greeting his great aunt in disbelief. How was she here? She smiled calmly, saying the academy had sent her for protection, and he could reach out anytime if needed. Dao Xiaoman muttered jealously about the special treatment, then thanked her for looking after Lu Fan, prompting Tan Thu to hush her quickly. The great aunt gestured for everyone to follow, saying Shed lead them to the dungeon entrance. Before the ancient stone gate, she smiled, Now's your time to enjoy the rewards you've earned. As they stepped inside, the scene shifted to a vast desert. Before they could advance far, enemies appeared to block their way. Jian Ying drew her weapon, declaring Shed handle it. Lu Fan opened the info panel. It was a skull minion of the tyrant, level 65. Dao Xiaoman laughed confidently, teasing that Lu Fan wasn't the only one who'd improved these past 2 months, then signaled him to watch closely. She cast flowing jade blades, summoning 4 water swords that bound the target, and Jian Ying dashed forward, chaining a freezing strike. Her sword was level 14, perfect grade, crafted for swordmasters, inflicting slow and frost damage. Behind them, Tan Thu unleashed Starlight Annihilation, divine radiance engulfing the battlefield. The spell scorched and weakened the monster's magic resistance, wiping the elite clean within seconds. Lu Fan clapped in approval, knowing they'd trained hard not to drag him down. Dao Xiaoman flipped her hair proudly, saying they could now fight on equal footing, no need for him to worry. Lu Fan chuckled, acknowledging their growth, but his smile vanished as he sensed killing intent drawing near. Instantly, he raised his bow, firing a Mingxi arrow toward a suspicious dune. A flash split the air. The arrow streaked forward, wiping out 8 hidden elites in an instant. Dao Xiaoman broke into a cold sweat. Stunned by his precision, Lu Fan lowered his bow, eyes firm. No one would harm his friends. The group exchanged silent looks, realizing the gulf between their strength and his was still immense. Jian Ying asked curiously, Where's your dragon? Why not summon it to fight and level up? Lu Fan scratched his head, saying he'd just gotten a new one, but it was a bit temperamental. The group grew excited, teasing that he now had 6 dragons and urging him to summon it. Lu Fan sighed, agreeing, ready to recall it if A Bo acted up. The moment he summoned A Bo, the dungeon sky darkened. Lightning raged wildly across the desert. Dao Xiaoman gawked. Every time you summon one, it's like the heavens explode. This is terrifying. A bow roared, unleashing bolts of lightning that tore through the distant monsters. It used Thunder Howl, forming an electric storm that paralyzed and annihilated all foes. Lu Fan's eyes widened. He didn't even know what this skill was. He quickly summoned the Azure Dragon King. For comparison, the 2 dragons cast together, triggering Dragon Tongue resonance, doubling the power. The desert ignited in thunderfire, the ground torn apart as monsters vaporized instantly. Lu Fan nodded. A boss skill clearly originated from the Azure Dragon King, and using both triggered dragon resonance. From the monster remains, dropped a map fragment. Tyrant's Retreat wrote, and the system issued a quest: collect 500 fragments to locate the treasure. Lu Fan frowned at the sheer number. Jian Ying wanted to rush ahead, but he advised caution, there might be traps. Smiling slyly, he said he'd send a scouting team first. Lu Fan summoned Xiaofei, who used natural assimilation to call forth 2 level 35 holy fallen dragons. The dragons immediately activated Control Rift, opening a gate that summoned an army of level 75 fallen beasts from the void. Lu Fam's friends stood dumbfounded, horrified that he could bring those creatures out of the dungeon. Lu Pam calmly explained that the fallen holy dragon could open the gate of sacred light to teleport the whole army, then ordered an attack. The fallen legion surged like a storm, crushing everything. Monsters level 6570 barely screamed before vanishing. In the sky, a bow kept flying, hurling thunder that shook heaven and earth. Dao Xiaoman looked up, speechless, realizing her 2 months of training were nothing compared to that power. Meanwhile, Lu Pam followed the divine treasure map, confirmed the coordinates, and dug up a chest. Inside lay the will of Martial Flame Dragon set, level 90 gear, and the Shadow Dragon King Pack blueprint. He read fast and realized it could summon the Shadow Dragon King as a weapon, thrilled to have a true divine relic. At that moment, the 500 Mappies quest completed, and Xiaofi leveled up to 36. Lu Pam clenched his fist and commanded it was time to face the waiting boss. Outside the secret realm, chaos erupted as a strange army stormed in, killing Long Nation's guards on sight. His comrades instantly fired signal flares, shouting full alert across the zone enemy ambush. Gu saw the signal, her face turned pale, sensing a major disaster unfolding. A soldier rushed over, yelling that the attackers were Tai Q troops and they must warn Long Nation. She turned back to find the exit sealed, furious that the teleport gate was out of reach. Renji quickly pulled out a random teleport scroll while enemy commander Li Tai prepared to strike. In that split second, she tore the scroll, vanishing as he roared in rage amid swirling dust. Inside the realm, Lu Fam's team reached the target when the ground trembled and giant monsters emerged. Dao Xiaoman shouted in delight, guessing the root boss had appeared, saving them the search. Before them stood the cursed overlord, level 80, nightmare difficulty. Everyone tensed up. Jian Ying asked for a plan, but Lu Pam grinned, saying no need, Earth Prison Demon would handle it. He ordered Xiao Fi and a bow to show off their newly learned skills. Xiao Fi chanted and activated the Mirror of Fi image, summoning 2 clones of the Earth Prison Demon. Tan Thu gaped, stunned that the clone spell could duplicate summoned beasts. Lu Pam chuckled, joking that summoning 9 would make 27 total. 3 colossal Earth Prison Demons charged the boss, smashing it apart with 8 Heaven's Staff rampage in mere breaths. Lu Pam shook his head, calling the boss disappointingly weak as the system announced had reached level 42. Loot poured out enchant scrolls, limit removal scrolls, and a special seeker paper doll. He split the spoils fairly, kept what he needed, and distributed the rest by class, urging everyone to keep raiding. The team cheered in unison, fired up and ready for the next conquest. But outside, a deadly trap awaited Kim Ziyan. Taiki's hero led elite ambushers against Lu Fam. Urgent reports confirmed the enemy had slain the divine bone Qilin and were preparing for Lu Fam's exit. Suddenly, a cold voice sliced through the tense air, saying there was no need to continue. "I'm here, Lu Cam. I'll kill you myself." As he spoke, his men knelt, greeting their lord and receiving orders to fake the scene as an ancient cult attack. In the vice principal's office, he kept dialing anxiously, only to hear endless dead tones. Then the phone rang, a strange number. Someone hurriedly claimed to be Zhao Shengming from Longdu Academy, asking if Han was still at the death-distant sea camp. Hearing that name, Vice Principal Chu jumped up in shock. The voice confirmed Taikyu troops reported a heretic raid. No one from Long Nation survived. Zhao Shengming tried to calm him, telling him to steady the teachers and students, while the border verified details. Chu weakly agreed. Meanwhile, at Kim family's mansion in Taiki, Kim Ziyan lounged on a chair, smirking over the phone that verifying news was pointless. He sneered that the death-distant sea was so remote, even Long Nation's immortals would need half a month to arrive, then hung up coldly. Before he could relax, the office door burst open and his secretary rushed in, pale-faced. Kim Ziyan scowled, scolding her for losing composure, then demanded what document Long Nation had just sent. She trembled, saying it was from Han Fei Bai and Du Jing. He widened his eyes, growling. The secretary summarized that Han Fei Bai accused Tai Qiu of incompetence and had sent Du Jing to handle the case personally. At the same time, Du Jing was leading the Lion Regiment to the border, requesting Tai Qiu's cooperation to avoid conflict. Kim Ziyan slammed the desk, crushing the papers, realizing the polite words were really an ultimatum threatening war if blocked. Seeing his silence, the secretary whispered that the Lion Regiment was far beyond their ability to resist. Kim Ziyan's eyes flashed coldly. He ordered them to ensure Kim Ziyan finished the plan, relaying messages to Li Tai and Lu Shen army to stretch the border until Lu Fam was dead. The secretary bowed, vowing the assassination mission would proceed flawlessly. Meanwhile, Lu Fam's group exited the secret realm, chatting cheerfully. Dao Xiaoman joked about food and sleep, making everyone laugh until they stepped out and froze before the devastation and corpses. She screamed, "Oh heavens, everyone's dead!" Jian Ying examined the bodies, pale and shaking, calling Lu Pam over. The deaths matched those of the silly group he once killed, drained of life and spirit. Lu Pame studied the scene, eyes turning icy, declaring it wasn't Heretic's work, but the residual energy matched Kim Zai-han's. Suddenly, an arrogant laugh echoed from afar as expected of Long Nation's rank one sharp and cautious. The voice continued, "Too bad no one can save you today." From the dust stepped Kim Zai-yan, level 97 Abyss Lord, with 4 national heroes Lin Zihe, Bio Li Renying, Beast King Kisun Shuo, and Mage Lu Shangxian. Tantu gasped, trembling as she told Lu Pame that was Kim Zai-yan, the national hero of Taikyu whom her father once spoke of. Lin Zihe drew his sword with a smirk, saying the kid didn't even look like a third turn, better let Latai finish him off. Seeing his fallen comrades, Lu Pame's fury erupted. He swore to cut every one of them down to repay the blood spilled. Battle exploded. Lu Pame instantly summoned Xiaofai to shield allies and opened the Gate of Holy Radiance, coldly ordering, "Kill them all." From the shining portal, the colossal realm demons surged out, roaring in unison, "At your command, master!" The Taiki heroes froze, unable to believe their eyes. They realized in horror that Lu Pame had pulled realm demons out of the secret realm, something deemed impossible. Yet they quickly steadied themselves, thinking if they'd slain them once, this time would be no different. Lu Pame sneered, taunting, "Let's see if you can still kill mine this time." The realm demons suddenly split apart, tripling in number. Lin Zihe panicked, sensing something terribly wrong. Kim Zai-yan blasted one clone with his tendrils, mocking that they were just weaker decoys. But Mage Lu Shangxian felt uneasy, eyeing Lu Pame suspiciously, guessing he was preparing something. He muttered that the strange light around Lu Pame, since the start, was no coincidence. Lu Pame stepped forward, body glowing, smiling coldly. "So you finally noticed. I was just waiting for this skill to charge. Now you're finished." He activated the Will of Flame Dragon Warrior set, transforming into the Golden Dragon King power and speed up 50, endurance multiplied 200 times. The enemies stood stunned, unable to believe he had truly become the ultimate Dragonkin. He unleashed the Dragon Domain, covering the battlefield, empowering allies and draining enemy life. The Golden Dragon's roar thundered, "You once slew realm demons, but now I'll crush you instead!" Kim Zai-yan's face turned pale as he muttered in terror that such strength defied human limits. Lu Pame slashed with dragon claws, roaring, "It ends here!" One strike shattered his defenses and obliterated Kim Zai-yan's body. The other 4 heroes were smashed apart by the realm demons before they could even scream. Kim Zai-yan, dying, gasped, "How are you this strong? I underestimated you." Lu Pame strode over, eyes like ice, saying the dragon domain still lingered. So death was his only end. Kim Zai-yan begged for a quick death, rasping that Tai Qi would never forgive him. Lu Pame leaned close, voice cold as steel. "Remember what I said? It'll make you watch your entire Taikyu nation perish." His teammates ran up, stunned by the blood-soaked field. 5 national heroes of Taikyu lay dead, and no one knew how to report this. Lu Pame smirked faintly, whispering, "Who said they're dead?" The dragon behind him roared, casting corpse manipulation. Dark energy swept across the battlefield. The 5 heroes' corpses slowly rose, eyes empty yet brimming with killing intent, now loyal puppets of Lu Pame. He looked at them coldly, saying, "For all the Long Nation lives you took, this death is far too merciful." Just then, Tai Chi reinforcements arrived. Commander Hong, he leading the charge, unaware of the nightmare ahead. Seeing the 5 heroes standing tall, he dismounted respectfully, reporting, "My lords," only to be met with chilling silence. Lu Pame stepped out behind them, his voice booming like thunder. "Who gave you the guts to touch Long Nation's people?" "Hong," he screamed in terror, "Lu Pame! He's alive, kill him now!" But before he could act, a silver arrow from Bio Li Renying, now Lu Pame's puppet, pierced straight through his chest. Then Kim Zai-yan's tendrils lashed out, shredding Taiki soldiers as screams filled the battlefield. Hong, he howled in panic. "Lord Kim, what are you doing?" Lu Pame strode forward, sneering, "Simple, they're my loyal dogs now." The battle ended in an instant. The Taiki army was annihilated. Lu Pame interrogated the last commander alive, then executed him coldly. He lifted his gaze toward the border, eyes blazing. He needed to find Gu before the Divine Legion caught wind. At the Lushan Legion camp, everything was calm. 2 guards patrolled and joked, unaware death was closing in. One laughed, "Long Nation's reinforcements are too late. Lord Kim must have killed that brat already." At that moment, a shadow flashed. Kim Zai-yan, who Shulv died, appeared with death-soaked tendrils. The soldiers froze. One saluted, reporting, "Lord Kim, Commander Lee has gone to report to Death Distance Sea. Have you seen him?" The only reply was a chilling hiss as Kim Zai-yan's tendrils skewered his chest, splattering blood across the wall. The commander stared wide-eyed in disbelief, while the rest screamed as their comrades' bodies were crushed and burst apart. "Lord Kim's killing everyone! Run! Get out of here!" echoed their hopeless cries. The true nightmare began, a one-sided massacre as 5 former national heroes, now bloodthirsty puppets, slaughtered all. One soldier dashed toward the gate, shouting to those outside, "Run! Don't stand there, run now!" But outside, no hope remained. The colossal realm demons stormed through, flattening the entire camp. In moments, Taiki's elite legion was drowned in blood, erased by the very heroes and monsters once their pride. At Kim Mansion, Kim Zion paced madly, calling every legion. Only dead signals replied. He screamed into the phone, "Hello? Anyone there? Answer me!" only to hear endless empty tones. Just then, his secretary burst in, panicked, reporting, "Director Kim, the Godslayer Legion can't hold long. Nation and expert is breaking through toward the Divine Bone Forest." Kim Zion froze, eyes wide, stammering, "What did you say?" Beyond the sea border, Long Nation's Lion Regiment army approached. Thousands of beast-mounted riders filled the sky like a living wall. A stern voice boomed from a Magitech speaker. "Unit 78 of Long Nation's Lion Regiment, by order to investigate the attack on our forces. Requesting passage." The Godslayer Legion commander replied coldly via radio. "This is Taikyu territory. Any trespassers will be treated as hostiles." Ignoring his subordinates' pleas, he went berserk, ordering open fire. All magic cannons flared skyward. But at that instant, a blazing object shot from Long Nation's ranks, tearing the sky apart with divine brilliance. The heaven-burning staff. The staff unleashed devastating power, obliterating Tai Chi's warships and cannon lines, sinking 3 battleships with a single strike. The Taikyu commander froze, stammering, "Impossible, 3 battleships destroyed by a single strike?" Then realization hit him. "Wait, that's the heaven-burning staff! Has here too!" The staff returned to its master, whose majestic voice echoed over the sea. "Taikyu Legion, hear me. Block us again, and ill open the killing realm. Choose your fate." By morning, news of the Beast Tide attack and the betrayal of the national heroes spread through Taikyu, plunging the nation into chaos. On public screens, broadcasters shouted updates, "Emergency report, the Divine Bone Forest and border zones are under attack by an unknown Beast Tide." The host trembled. "Beast Tide? Isn't that identical to the realm demons once sealed in the national trial?" The crowd fell silent as the footage grew clearer. The report continued. "Among the Beast Tide appear figures resembling national heroes." The rumor spread like wildfire. Kim Mansion declared martial law, panic and fear gripping the cities. One man pointed at the screen, voice shaking, "Heroes. That's Bioli Renying! They're slaughtering their own soldiers!" Instantly, alarms blared across Tianzhou City as furious citizens demanded an explanation for the heroes' betrayal. Crowds surged at Kim Mansion's gates, shouting questions at Kim Zai-si, why he hid the truth about Li Renying's pact with the realm demons. When guards tried calming them with loudspeakers, the mob rioted, throwing stones, breaking barriers, demanding Kim's people face the nation. Worse yet, grim news from the front lines deepened despair. Tens of thousands dead, borders lost, civilians crying for justice. Meanwhile, far above the burning sky, a woman watched in silence, seeing the realm demons' beasts massacre without mercy. Then her eyes lit up. She noticed the beasts moved in order, guessing Lu Pam was still alive, though worry gnawed at her over his reckless gamble. Realizing the danger, she soared higher to escape the battle, fearing Lu Pam's actions might draw the gaze of the true overlord in unthinkable peril. At Kim Mansion, the rulers stared at the raging crowd beyond the glass, the chants demanding Kim's punishment shook the walls. A subordinate rushed in, panicked, reporting social networks ablaze, citizens furious, and 2 main legions completely out of contact. Kim Zion stood by the window, eyes bloodshot with rage and fear, never imagining Lu Fam could unleash the realm demons from the secret realm to strike back. He gritted his teeth and ordered emergency martial law, demanding all protests be crushed immediately. The subordinates stammered objections, but Kim Zion glared and declared himself supreme authority since the national lord was missing. The soldier trembled, bowing low, muttering that he understood the order. Kim Zion barked again, urging him to act fast. The terrified subordinate fled. As silence fell, Kim Zion smirked darkly, already plotting to exploit the chaos, using it to destroy Lu Fam and seize absolute power. In the Divine Bone Forest, Lu Pam searched for his aunt while a bow went berserk, thrashing its wings and wrecking everything. Shockingly, a bow ignored orders and swung its tail, nearly hitting Lu Pam, sending nearby dragons into panic. Consumed by bloodlust, Abu slaughtered wildly to level up until Lu Pam shouted in anger, warning he'd personally end it if it didn't stop. Suddenly, energy spiraled violently around Abo's claws, thunder gathering as if to tear space apart. Its body swelled, scales glowing while lightning crashed from all sides, forming a massive storm. Lu Pam yelled for Dao Zi as a bolt struck near her. She screamed, narrowly escaping death. Then he gaped in awe. Abo's new form resembled a full-grown level 10 dragon, its aura rivaling ZS once. The interface showed soaring stats. Its thunder annihilation skill summoned millions of crimson bolts within a devastating lightning barrier. Lu Pam marveled between Xiaoye and Abo. Only Abo possessed the full dragon form, its mental power 5-fold stronger. Just then, Xiaoye roared a warning. 2 level 75 beasts were diving from the sky, shrouded in death mist and roaring winds. Jianying moved to engage, but Lu Pam raised a hand, saying to let Xiaoye and Abo handle the cleanup. Yet before they acted, thunder erupted so loud it shook the realm. Abo unleashed its skill. Scarlet lightning exploded like a sea of fire, devouring the air with sheer destruction. Lu Pam forced a wry smile clearly. The Crimson Core energy had fully awakened Abo's true strength. Then Abo strained and fired a massive lightning column straight toward the distant lurking beasts. Lu Fam shouted after it to stop. It was too far, no need to chase that deep. But too late. Heaven's judgment detonated, crimson lightning wiping out the entire bonebat swarm in a flash. Tan Thu and Dao Zi screamed, shielding their heads from the electric shockwaves, faces drained white. A stray bolt nearly hit Tan. The Lu Pame pulled her close to shield her, asking, "You okay?" She blushed, whispering a shy reply. But before relief set in, the shattered mist of the beasts spun together, glowing and reshaping into something new. Lu Fam frowned, sensing a surge of abnormal energy rising sharply. Xiaoye and Abo tensed as the bones reformed into a colossal mist dragon, many times larger than before. Abo tried to charge, but the mist dragon spread its wings and vanished into the thick clouds deep in the forest. Lu Pam restrained himself, refusing a reckless chase. Finding his aunt came first before things spiraled beyond control. Using Xiao Fist's tracking skill, they quickly located her signal, matching the mist dragon's flight path. The team followed to Snow White Mountains, where thousands of mist dragons were sacrificing themselves to summon an ancient force. At that moment, a voice echoed in Lu Pam's mind, coldly commanding him to halt. He looked around. His teammates heard nothing, their faces blank with confusion. The voice continued, calling itself the ancient god of the divine nation, saying only Lu Fam was worthy to speak with it. It warned him if he was tied to the fallen path or holy mountain, he should leave now or face certain death. Lu Pam understood the ancient god was merely intimidating him, still weakened, but since his aunt was in its hands, he chose to risk everything and confront it. Lu Fam firmly ordered Xiao Fai to cast Eternal Guardian, forming a shield to protect the team. Once everyone was safe, he turned toward the Bone Mountain, warning them sternly not to leave the barrier no matter what. The ground quaked as tens of thousands of mist fragments fused into a colossal bone dragon that blotted out the sky. The system displayed Divine Bone Avatar Level 90 abilities: Bone Regeneration, Vortex Storms, and Soul Massacre Chains. It roared mockingly, "Pitiful insects, can you guess when your deaths will come?" Lu Pame stood unfazed, transforming into his draconic form, commanding Abo and Xiao Fai to unleash their strongest combo. The bone dragon sneered, taunting that such power was nothing but a clown act before an ancient god. Lu Fame tried countering with Jade Mirror Doppelganger, but the attempt shattered instantly. The divine bone laughed harshly, mocking humankind's foolishness. Illusions were useless before divine might. Spotting its weakness, Lu Pam activated Warrior's Will, transforming into the Golden Dragon King, his strength exploding dozens of times over. At once, the Black Dragon and Starry Sky Dragon entered their ultimate combat modes, ready to engage. Lu Pam roared, "You crave dragon power? Then behold the true majesty of a real dragon!" The divine bone struck back furiously, unleashing Eternal Bone Cyclone, summoning hundreds of Razorbone whirlwinds. Lu Fam's three dragons retaliated, their apocalyptic skills tearing the very space around them apart. Lu Fag lunged, fully dragonized, biting the bone god's neck, but it mocked that he had a dragon's body, not its soul. The bone god tried desperately to absorb bones for recovery, but Lu Pame shouted faster, "Xiao Fai, open the dragon domain now." The dragon domain erupted, cutting off its energy flow, preventing any regeneration. Lu Pam smirked coldly, "In my domain, your skills are nothing but scrap." He activated Dragon Speech Engraving, copying Xiao Ye's magma skill to merge flame dragons and incinerate the enemy's bones. In desperation, the divine bone unleashed Soul Abyss returned, but Eternal Guardian blocked it completely. Abo struck the final blow. 3.3 million Heaven Thunder Annihilation combined with Xiao Ye's hit, obliterating the avatar in a Thunderfire blast. Before vanishing, it hissed a curse, vowing to reincarnate and destroy Lu Pam and his dragon clan. The battle ended, everyone leveled up dramatically. Lu Pame reached level 44, and Abo gained a precious divine bone crystal for forging the Dragon King Pact. They found his aunt unconscious and carried her from the battlefield, though Lu Fam knew the real war had just begun. As the ashes cooled, Abo snorted, rummaging through the bones, prompting Lu Fam to ask curiously what it was doing. Abo cheerfully brought out a glowing stone. Lu Pame examined it, and sighed it wasn't the ancient god's essence, likely because the deity hadn't fully recovered. Yet a spark lit in his mind. Wasn't the divine bone crystal itself a type of godly essence? Thinking that, he asked Dao Xiaoman to rinse the stone clean. Words appeared: divine bone essence, legendary grade, energy dormant. Lu Fam decided to test it, though incomplete. It might still evolve the fallen holy dragon. He summoned the fallen holy dragon, tossing the essence to it. "Come, a gift from the ancient god for you." The dragon swallowed the stone, glowing fiercely. Then the light vanished, leaving Lu Fam stunned, thinking the experiment had failed. Suddenly, the skill panel shows divine bone fusion, allowing absorption of summoned creatures and converting all their attributes. Lu Pam rejoices, though it's only one. With the corpse demon's control power, it can evolve infinitely with each fusion. He eyes the Tianma soldiers, grinning. Perfect test materials. Just then, Hanka's panicked voice reports her aunt has awakened. The aunt opens her eyes, gasping, urgently warning that Tai Chu's army has attacked Long Ghost Camp and demands immediate return. Lu Pam calms her, assuring safety. Dao Xiaoman cheerfully adds all the monsters have been wiped out, but Jian Ying sternly warns it's not over. Another Taiki unit lies in ambush. Lu Fame smiles confidently, telling the team to trust him. They'll leave Taikyu country safely tomorrow. To speed their journey, he boldly uses the Divine Bone Clone skeleton as a massive transport. Pride swells in Lu Fame's chest. The Bone Dragon feels like his private jet, flying the crew home with ease. After a swift flight, they sneak into Tianshou's capital, hiding in a love hotel to dodge surveillance. And Han Ka awkwardly asks how to rent rooms, while the owner gawks at Lu Pam and his beauties, amazed by his guts. Blushing, Lu Pam cuts him off, books 3 rooms, saying they'll leave first thing in the morning. Handing the keys, the owner eyes Lu Pam suspiciously. His face matches one from the news, but fakes a polite smile. At night, after settling the team, Lu Pam dons his coat, telling Jian Ying coldly, "Hell, observe Jin Mansion tonight decides everything." Night falls. Tianshou City sinks under curfew, while inside Jin Mansion, a coup brews. Jin Xingjing coldly questions Jin Taiyan, accusing him of a sloppy plan to kill Lu Fam. Taiyan sweats, hiding his power-grabbing scheme. Pressing harder, he arrogantly declares hell. Meet Lu Pam himself to prove who deserves Jin Mansion's throne. He boasts of bringing a stunning female master, confident of certain victory. But before he finishes, the whole building quakes violently, on the verge of collapse. Jin Taiyan panics. Damn it, Lu Fam's here, and has brought the 9 realms demon. All is lost. Then the bloody corpse of Jin Shu Nian crashes through the window, landing with a sickening thud, silencing all. Jin Xingjing freezes, stammering what the hell is happening out there. Lu Fam's voice thunders from above, commanding in cold one sword, dare to take it, making Jin Xingjing tremble in fear. A massive shadow engulfs the mansion. The corpse demon god clone descends as Lu Fam declares the Jin dynasty ends with one strike. A thunderous explosion obliterates Jin Mansion. Jin Taiyan and Jin Xingjing are buried in flames and rubble. Struggling up, Jin Taiyan grabs a teleport scroll, swearing he won't die now. Power is within reach. But Lu Fam's sword falls from the sky, shattering the scroll and pinning him down, coldly saying, "This sword is for you." Gazing at the dying man, his voice turns to steel. "Do you see now? Your Jin Mansion ends here." Behind him, Jin Ziyan, the puppet under Lu Fam's control, kneels and whispers, "Yes, my master, I see clearly." Lu Fam growls, "Good, just one left, your daughter." He names Jin Chu, coldly vowing to flatten all Tianshou City with the Divine Bone Clone once he finds her. Just as he raises his hand to strike, a familiar voice echoes from above, "Stop, Lu Fam." Looking up, he sees Ye Wu Tian, headmistress of Longdu Academy, his former mentor. She descends, sighing at the ruins, "Good thing I arrived in time. Any later, the city would be gone." Lu Fam's gaze stays firm. "This is the price Jin Mansion must pay. I truly meant to erase it." But his tone softens. Seeing her, he thanks her for coming so far to save them, and asks Xiao Fei to guide her to his team. Ye Wu Tian shakes her head, holding his hand seriously. "I know your thirst for vengeance, but recall your summon and return. Many still await you." Lu Pam jerks away, anger flaring, demanding why she stops him from revenge. He vents his fury, recounting Jin Mansion's collusion with Taikyu country that slaughtered innocents and his kin. The headmistress calmly replies, eyes deep, saying she understands, but stops him to save him from self-destruction. Then she reveals a secret: the 4th realm isn't the limit, a hidden 5th transformation exists. Hearing 5th transformation, Lu Cam freezes, shocked that such beings exist even in Taikyu country. Ye Wu Tian explains slowly, the 5th transformation masters serve no nation, they pull the strings, using Jin Mansion as pawns. Realizing this, Lu Pam asks heavily, if he keeps attacking Taiki, won't he provoke those powers? After a pause, he suppresses his killing intent, agreeing to stop, quietly saying he understands her intent. He sighs, though Jin Mansion deserves ruin. Hell, spare Taikyu country just this once. Then he pulls out a gleaming trinket, smiling playfully, saying he finally fulfilled his promise to gift it to her. The headmistress looks surprised, while Lu Pam laughs, teasing her for pretending to be frail. "You can't fool me forever." As the hat comes off, Ye Wu Tian's face is revealed, stunning everyone that Lu Fam guessed right. He chuckles, saying he recognized her by scent, making Ye Wu Tian blush and deny furiously. Lu Fam just grins, joking it's a nice scent, not an insult. Ye Wu Tian, both embarrassed and annoyed, vows to teach her shameless student a lesson once they return. Meanwhile, at Longgu's western border, news of Jin Mansion's fall and Lu Pam's return spreads like wildfire. The Long clan leader laughs loudly, mocking that Ye Wu Tian, busy saving others, still cares for Longdu Academy more than the royal family. Seeing an opportunity, he decides the Long clan must seize this moment to expand its influence. Instantly, he orders the teleport scroll prepared, declaring he'll personally head to Longdu to act. Meanwhile, at Longdu Academy, Lu Pam's friends relax in Villa No. 2. Dao Xiaoman stretches lazily, teased by Qin Thu for skipping training. They then chat lively about the headmistress' true identity, amazed that Lu Fam's senior sister is actually the academy's leader. Ye Wu Tian smiles gently, asking everyone to keep her identity secret and to just call her by name or senior sister in private. Meanwhile, upstairs, Lu Fam calls Captain Lafie, thanking him for the tombstone incident help and mourning the fallen. On screen, Luffy appears as Squad 78's leader, reporting the border matters resolved by Lu Fam and an official notice coming soon. He adds that once the Destruction Army was wiped out, the Lion Regiment infiltrated Long Du and rescued Long Go's remaining troops. Lu Pam frowns slightly, suspecting the report isn't entirely true. La Fai explains this is the best option: one arrow, two targets. The report both protects Lu Fam's image before Tai Q country and lures heretic cultists into revealing themselves. Hearing that, Lu Fam nods in understanding, thanking the captain for his thoughtful support. Ending the call, he heads downstairs for dinner, when sudden knocking echoes at the door. Opening it, he's stunned to see Andre, his old friend, grinning, joking he crossed Long Gu just to find him. Andre laughs heartily, sniffing the delicious smell, and Ye Wu Tian warmly invites him to join their dinner. During the meal, Andre reveals his true purpose: to invite Lu Fam to Snow Country. He then takes out an object radiating strange energy, drawing everyone's attention. Lu Fam instantly recognizes it as the aura of Shadow Isle, one of 3 missing materials for the ancient Dragon King Pact. Andre explains seriously that his clan must slay the Xuanyan shadow at the island's core, but the black mist is too dense, so he came seeking Lu Fam's aid. Without hesitation, Lu Fam agrees. Ye Wu Tian eagerly asks to join for training, making him laugh and accept. But amid the lively meal, the door bursts open. A proud stranger strides in, asking for Ye Wu Tian. She stiffens, voice cold, demanding Long Xing's purpose for coming. He smirks, bluntly proposing marriage alliance with the Long clan to unite against Huang Yutian, promising vast benefits. Hearing that, Ye Wu Tian angrily stands, but her old wound flares and she nearly collapses. Lu Pam rushes to catch her, gently urging calm. Long Xing smugly lowers his hood, stressing she should think carefully before deciding. Instantly, Lu Pam steps forward, eyes blazing, declaring there's no need, shall never agree. Long Xing narrows his eyes with disdain, mocking that the proud Yi clan now relies on a nameless boy. Then he sneers, pretending to recall, ah yes, great hero of Long Gu suits Lu Fam better. He taunts that the title means nothing, win a few battles and think you're invincible. Lu Pam replies coldly, saying for trash like him, words alone are enough to win. In that moment, the showdown between Lu Pam and the Western Frontier clans officially begins. Seeing tension rise, Andre grips his weapon, boldly offering to teach the man a lesson if Lu Fam want. Lu Pam raises a hand to stop him, gaze firm, saying this fight is his personal gift to the Western clans, then summons Xiao Ye, the mighty black dragon, shaking the skies. Long Xing laughs mockingly, drawing his sword, scoffing that a cripple like Lu Fam dares to boast before him. Ye Wu Tian coldly demands if Long Xing plans to break his earlier promise. He sneers arrogantly, saying they'll soon see within a month who the real powerhouse is. But before he finishes, a massive dragon tail sweeps through, blowing him away like a storm. Long Xing crashes into the wall, blowing apart a corner of the villa in a fiery blast. Lu Pam frowns slightly, reminding they should fight outside Villa No. 2 is still brand new. Spitting blood and dust, Long Xing glares with burning hatred. What was meant as a lesson now turns into vengeance. He grips his sword tight, voice cold as ice, swearing no mercy from here on. Lu Pam replies calmly, how coincidental. He planned to get serious too, ordering Xiao Ye to enter World Ender form, unleashing full dragon might. Instantly, Long Xing feels his body turn to lead, vision spinning, trembling beneath the crushing dragon aura. Yet pride as a noble Sashin won't let him kneel, though anyone else would begged for mercy by now. Roaring in fury, he unleashes his flying sword to form Dragon Break Palm, striking straight at Lu Fam. Xiao Yi merely flaps its wings, forming a steel wall. Unshaken, Long Xing panics as his sword can't scratch it. Lu Fam smirks, that's the gap of absolute power. Xiao Yi roars, the shockwave at close range nearly knocking Long Xing unconscious. Blood drips from his hands, breath ragged, eyes wide with terror. The dragon's massive claw pins him to the ground, all resistance crushed. Lu Pam steps closer, voice glacial, driving his sword near the man's head, saying he spares him not from fear but disdain. Staring into his eyes, he declares that in 1 month he and his senior will come to Western Frontier for justice, then orders Xiao Ye to see the guest off. Xiao Yi snaps him up and hurls him skyward. Long Xing's enraged scream fades into the wind, vowing Long Clan will not forget this. When it's over, Lu Fam turns back smiling, teasing that from now on, he and his senior share the same fate. Overcome, Ye Wu Tian rushes to hug him, tears shimmering, whispering thanks. Flustered, Lu Pam scratches his head, mumbling there's no need for formality between them. Ye Wu Tian releases him, wiping tears, recounting how 6 months ago Yi clan lost 4 4th-stage masters, letting the Huang and Long clans devour their assets. She looks at Lu Pam gratefully, saying his reckless act today made her realize she's no longer alone. Lu Pam smiles warmly, saying she once taught him every move. Now that she's bullied, how could he stand aside? Ye Wu Tian lowers her head, heart stirred, never imagining he'd become her pillar of strength one day. A month passes. The group trains hard in the primal forest realm, growing significantly stronger. Especially a Bo, who after reaching level 25 evolves his red jade into radiant amber, unlocking Thunder Summit and Rolling Storm Cloud. A week later, Andre joyfully announces the teleport gate to Plylang Port is finally complete. At once, Ye Wutian firmly declares she'll accompany Andre on this expedition. Lu Fame doesn't stop her, just warns carefully, still worried her injuries aren't fully healed. At Plylang Port, Andre greets them warmly, laughing that he finally meets his brother again. He introduces Victor Elite's destroyer Ivan level 91, Ice Knight level 91, and Cavalier Mahai level 92 plus 20 triple stage escorts. Then Andre points to a massive frost-covered warship, proudly calling it their trump card. It's the Sea Emperor-class demon battleship, armed with 36 mana cannons enough to split an island in half. Lu Pam laughs admiringly, saying it's exactly the heartless style of the Victor family. As the ship sails, sea monsters swarm from all sides attacking ferociously, but with Dragon Spirit and Abo assisting, they sweep through enemies like a casual stroll. Dragon Spirit waves his hand, unleashing a radiant starlight field that wipes out monsters in a wide area. Abo summons Divine Thunder, lightning cracking across the sea, annihilating foes in a flash. Andre marvels, saying Lu Pam's class is truly one of a kind. His last voyage wasn't half this smooth. Meanwhile, atop a sacred royal mountain, tension fills the air. Huang Yutian's sword cultivator level 98 kneels respectfully before her ancestor for guidance. The elder nods approvingly, praising her for inheriting Yi clan's legacy, a once-in-a-century prodigy of the royal line. They begin discussing breakthrough limits and higher-class powers. Suddenly, the elder shifts topic, mentioning how Long Clan lost face when a Yi clan student taught them a lesson. Huang Yutian is stunned, asking if that person was a 4th stage master, but the elder shakes his head. His level 45, the only dragon tamer in history. He adds that this man is none other than the hero of Long Guo, recently famed for defeating Long Xing. Still, the elder sneers that the boy is too arrogant and ignorant of his limits. Yet he suggests if the youth submits to the royal clan, he could become a formidable general someday. Huang Yutian smiles coldly, saying to leave it to her. If Long Clan can't behave, she'll show them the true power among noble houses. Meanwhile, Lu Fam's ship reaches Shadow Isle. He and Andre split off, ordering the crew to stay put. Some subordinates scoff, mocking that a mere 2nd stage dares stand with triple stagers, and without a priest, how will he survive? Lu Pam calmly replies his dragon companion can handle the healer's role just fine. They burst out laughing, jeering that no dragon could ever heal like a priest. Ignoring them, Lu Fame, Andre, and Ye Wutian venture into the thick mist. The deeper they go, the heavier their bodies, and the more drained their energy. Lu Fame instantly summons Xiaofei, commanding it to emit emerald light for protection. Xiaofei casts triple blessings, purging all debuffs and amplifying every stat. Andre gasps in awe. Every negative effect vanished, and recovery surpasses even top-tier priests. Truly, Dragonkind's power is astounding. Suddenly, Lu Fame tenses, shouting, "Wait, something's wrong!" He whirls around, firing a serpent arrow that intercepts a sword slashing from the shadows. A shadow emerges, Shadow Swordsman level 80 using Dark Strike and a barrier cutting damage by 70%. Andre warns, "Careful! As the one who wiped out our team last time!" Ye Wutian steps forward, staff turning into a spear, eyes firm, daring him to withstand her blow. In a flash, she lunges, piercing straight through his chest. Clean kill. But right after, she shivers, sensing hundreds of eyes in the mist, warning everyone to stay alert. Gritting his teeth, Andre says these creatures never travel alone. One means a swarm, then activates Flame God mode, flying up to guard. He recalls the past tragedy, when half his squad died here, even a 4th stage master perished. Lu Pam smiles calmly, assuring this time is different, then commands Xiaofei to shift into Chaos Dragon form. 2 colossal mist dragons appear, power doubled and blessed sixfold, their aura crushing the entire forest. Lu Fame signals Ye Wutian to keep distance, letting him and Andre handle the front line. She snorts, saying with Xiaofei's protection there's no need to worry, and she won't miss the chance to shine. Then they all charge to harvest Shadow Isle essence. Under the dragon's might and radiant buffs, the once feared monsters crumble like paper, wiped out swiftly. After 4 straight hours of battle, the last beast falls, leaving only mist and fading corpses. A notification chimes, Shadow Isle Essence 7300. Lu Pam exhales. They're nearing the core. Before them looms a vast ancient fortress, dark and silent. Its scale rivals a major city. Inside, the air turns freezing. Only tombs and ruins surround them. No people, no monsters, just deathly silence. Andre checks the map, confirming the shadow source lies within, though the aura feels disturbingly ominous. Mid-sentence, a black energy sphere shoots from the dark toward Andre's back. Lu Pam shouts, "Senior, watch out!" A thunderous blast shakes the ground, debris and dust flying everywhere. Luckily, Tibu Face Eternal Aegis shield activates just in time, saving them all. Ye Wutian sighs in relief. Andre laughs weakly, saying that ambush left no time to react. Narrowing his eyes into the fog, Lu Pam senses something invisible lurking around them, likely many. He orders Xiao Ye to use Stellar Sense Blade. The dragon's sonic waves rip space apart, stripping away all illusions. Thousands of black shadows appear on walls and rooftops. Shadow Dirge Wraiths, level 95 masters of stealth, illusion, and Wideria dark blasts. Andre laughs nervously, saying with Lu Pam and Tibu Fei here, numbers don't matter, it's just a warm-up. But Lu Pam raises a hand, expression hardening, feeling strange tremors below. He warns a hidden boss might lie underground, no ordinary foe, and signals Xiao Ye to ready up. The black dragon roars, shockwaves shatter the ground as a massive creature bursts upward, earth and stone exploding everywhere. Lu Fam studies it closely, its level is visible, but skills unreadable, making Ye Wu Tian uneasy that it could strike any time. Staying calm, Lu Pam assigns roles. Ye Wu Tian clears the air units while he and Andre contain the boss below. Suddenly, Xiaofei chirps, detecting something strange in a ground fissure. Lu Fam bends down and picks up a glowing red quest letter. Surprised, he laughs with delight, praising Xiaofei's sharp eyes for finding a hidden mission. The letter reads, defeat the underground boss to complete Shadow Abyss Devourer. System bounty mission activated. Suddenly, purple thunder crashes down on Lu Cam, making Ye Wu Tian scream in alarm. Xiaofei triggers Emerald Bloodline, doubling all skill effects. Lu Pam swings the black dragon sword, cleaving the lightning apart instantly. Watching, Ye Wu Tian smiles. Even a level 95 spell can't phase him, has truly been underestimated. Andre shouts, warning the boss is surfacing to attack. Lu Fam times it perfectly, spreading his wings, ordering Xiao Ye to prep Whirlwind Roar, while Xiaofei casts Emerald Mirror Resonance on the Corpse Saint Dragons. Xiaofei activates the power combo, doubling the buffs as emerald light floods the sky. The two Corpse Saint Dragons double to 4, then 8, the resonance stacking rapidly. Lu Fam roars, all units charge! Send them back to their graves! Xiao Ye unleashes the apocalyptic roar, shockwaves surging in all directions, dealing massive area damage and weakening all foes. The 8 Corpse Saint Dragons dive in demonic dragon strike, turning into colossal energy lances tearing through the enemy ranks. Andre stares, stunned by the destruction, laughing in awe. 10 hits in a second, what insane speed is that? Yet the Shadow Burrow Devourer boss endures, cocooning itself in steel-hard armor, activating Toxic Chrysalis, summoning undead all around to guard it. Andre panics, more of them. How do we even fight this many? Ye Wu Tian grimaces, it's lucky they're only summons. Lu Fam stays composed, commanding Xiao Ye to transform into the Plague Titan Dragon to burn the field, while Xiaofei shifts to Soul Guardian form to shield the team. Xiao Ye unleashes Great Cataclysm, flames engulfing the land. Andre cheers wildly. Now that's what I call fireworks! But within the inferno, the cocoon trembles violently. The timer shows 2 seconds. Lu Fam warns, brace yourselves, it's coming out! The cocoon explodes, black smoke surges as a massive armored dragon form emerges, roaring, aha, I am reborn! Shadow Dragon General, level 95, wielding subdragon power and blood-draining poison. Ye Wu Tian gasps, that's the real boss? Andre blurts, panicked, what do we do, Lu Fam? Lu Pam smirks, replying simply, what else? We kill it again! He summons a bow, triggering Thunder Summit and Amber Radiance, doubling lightning power. He quickly orders, Xiaofei, protect Senior and Andre. A bow, Xiao Ye activate Emerald Mirror Resonance now? Ye Wu Tian exclaims, Lu Fam, what are you planning? Without answering, Lu Fam channels all his strength, melding Xiao Ye and Abaw's forces tripled through clones, unleashing a storm of blazing thunderfire across the battlefield. He shouted mid-battle, strike now before it fights back, finish it clean! 8 dragons unleashed magma burst and rolling thunder clouds straight into the center. The Shadow Dragon General was swallowed by the energy storm, screaming, impossible! The combined strike annihilated the boss, clearing the way deeper into the ruins. The system chimed, congrats, Lu Pam reached level 46 and gained the new skill Flowing Guardian. Lu Pam smiled, the skill let Xiaofei reduce damage for 5 minutes and resist debuffs, doubled by Dragon Synergy. He commanded, Xiaofei, activate Flowing Guardian for everyone. Andre felt the protective aura and cheered, damage reduction and poison resist, we can stroll through the toxic zone now! Then Lu Pam used the Fallen Saint Dragon's Divine Bone Fusion to absorb corpses for stats, but had another plan for the Shadow Dragon General's body. He stopped Xiao Ye, saying absorbing it was wasteful, and should be saved for something greater. Lu Fam placed his hand on the boss and cast Soul Control, turning it into an obedient fallen puppet. The Shadow Dragon General revived, kneeling and rasping, at your command, Master. Lu Fam grinned, he'd gained a legendary new army. Soon, he realized every creature here was strong enough to rival a 4th turn expert. The system dinged, quest complete, treasure chest opened, and a quality-boosting enchantment scroll obtained. Just then, Andre and Deep Wu Tian returned, proudly reporting they'd gathered 397 shadow essences more than needed. Deep Wu Tian suggested using the scroll to enhance the legendary wings. Lu Pam agreed instantly. He activated it, and his wings transformed into soul wings of the Dragon King, unlocking a flight power boost. Testing them, Lu Pam found all his stats skyrocketed the moment he took off. Landing, he signaled the team to gather and head for the central palace to find the shadow source. Andre and Deep Wu Tian rushed after him, shouting for him to wait. While flying, Lu Pam suddenly heard a faint plea in his head, begging desperately for help. He froze, thinking it was telepathy, but both his senior and Andre heard it too. It came from the palace below. The team descended into the central ruins as the voice guided them toward a source of power. Deeper inside, they found an old ghost remnant spirit rejoicing that someone had come to fulfill a 3,000-year bounty. But when the ghost saw the dragons, he panicked, mistaking them for invaders. A bow was about to roar back, but Xiao Ye blocked him while Lu Pam calmed the ghost and asked what help he needed. The old spirit trembled, recounting how the Black Dragon's calamity destroyed the Tianfuck kingdom, turning the king into a monster. He begged them to free the king's soul and restore peace and balance to the island. Instantly, a new quest appeared: the reward ownership of Tianfuck Island, leaving Lu Fam stunned. Suddenly the ground quaked, and a massive half-beast creature emerged. The ghost whispered it was the king. Lu Fam turned sharply, eyes cold, and ordered his squad to prepare for battle. The enemy was the Shadow Dragon King, level 95, wielding deadly death, poison, and anti-control powers. Lu Fam quickly ordered his senior to support from afar, Andre, to find the source, while he and the mage charged head-on. The boss roared, swinging a massive sword in a death-laden judgment strike. Lu Fam stayed calm, commanding Xiao Ye to enter destruction form for a fierce counterattack. An eternal guardian shield appeared, blocking the lethal blow. At once, Xiao Ye morphed into a lava-breathing dragon, turning the ground into a fiery sea. But the monster growled, sweeping its sword to disperse the spreading flames. Lu Fam shouted, signaling Deep Wu Tian and Abo to unleash full power. Deep Wu Tian cast Silken Lock, sealing the space around the target. Abo seized the moment, summoning 3.3 million lightning bolts in a raging electric storm. Lu Fam dashed in with a void slash, but the boss turned into toxic mist, its corrosive shadow skill. He gasped, yelling in disbelief as the boss vanished before his eyes. Unable to hit its gas form, Lu Cam signaled Plan B. Andre nodded in understanding. Andre baited it, and the boss appeared behind him. Swinging down, Deep Wu Tian shouted a warning. The sword pierced Andre, but it was only an illusion clone created by Xiao Fei. The real Andre laughed. You fell for it too. Guess our teamwork's not bad. With the boss exposed, Lu Fam ordered Xiao Fei to open Dragon Domain, and told Xiao Ye and Abo to finish it. Instantly, the Dragon Domain activated. 8 dragons blasted power together, sending the Shadow Dragon King to oblivion. System chimes erupted as everyone leveled up, and a shimmering shadow crown dropped from the corpse. Lu Fam picked it up, used disassemble, and discovered it could become rare crafting material. He gained 3 Shadow Essence Stones, completing the set to forge the Oath Gear of the Shadow Dragon King. Then the Grand Archmage's ghost reappeared. Lu Cam returned the sword, promising peace for the lost souls. The old ghost smiled, turning into radiant light and thanking the hero who saved Tianfuck Island. The dark sky cleared, sunlight poured down, and the system renamed Shadow Island to Tianfuck Island, unlocking its domain. Lu Fam gazed at the new map with joy as Andre congratulated him, admitting he'd truly earned his glory. He checked the domain info: level 2 territory with Blessing Spring, rare gems, and metal mines, switchable between 2 island states. Yet Andre sighed, saying his mission was to destroy the shadow source. There must be a hidden zone left. Lu Fam chuckled, leading him to the lake, explaining the swap mechanism while Deep Wu Tian curiously tinkered. Suddenly the spring glowed, granting permanent stat boosts. Everyone was shocked, and Deep Wu Tian joked about selling it, but Lu Fam said Andre came first. Lu Fam then toggled the control panel, switching to shadow state, darkening the world as the lake turned into epic-grade toxic water. Andre froze, realizing his mission meant destroying the very lifeblood of his friend's land. Lu Fam placed a hand on his shoulder, gently saying, "Don't worry, finish it. I'll handle the restoration later." Andre laughed, slammed his hammer into the ground, destroying the spring while vowing to rebuild it into the sturdiest resort fortress ever. A new journey began, from Andre's unexpected gift to Lu Pam to their rare moment of peace on the Paradise Island. After wrecking the source, Andre felt guilty and decided to give Lu Pam an extravagant compensation gift. Lu Fam opened it. Golden light burst out. It was the legendary skill book Wrath of 10,000 Dragons, a level 45 fusion ultimate. Lu Fam mused it was the strongest finishing move he'd ever owned. A week later, Tianfuck Island transformed, fortified into the perfect base for his puppet legion. A teleport gate now linked straight to Villa No. 2 in Longdu Academy, turning the ruins into a private retreat. The bright scenery and fresh air made every visitor reluctant to leave. In a quiet corner by the newly restored hot spring, a well-built figure, faintly glowing gold, relaxed in the rising warmth. Lu Pam slowly withdrew his dragon form, returning to human shape and soaking in rare tranquility. Suddenly, a familiar voice teased, "So you're hiding here." Then Deep Wu Tian dove into the spring, making him panic and cover up. Splash! She landed, slipped on the slick floor, and yelped as the water proved both deep and slippery. Lu Fam caught her. Their bodies touched, both froze, blushing and averting their gaze. Deep Wu Tian giggled, blushing already. Lu Pam stammered, "It's just the water's really hot." She laughed, then turned serious. Andre had just messaged that the Shadow Source spring was fully repaired. Hearing that, Lu Fam beamed. Finally, the moment he'd been waiting for. Without delay, he gathered the Shadow Spring water, the last ingredient for his grand creation. The blueprint in his hand flared black and cold as the system announced success. Oath Gear of the Shadow Dragon King completed. Curious, Deep Wu Tian asked what he'd do. Lu Pame just grinned mysteriously and tossed the scroll to Xiaofei, telling her to eat it. Deep Wu Tian gawked, thinking he'd gone mad, but Lu Pame explained it was a special skill scroll. Once absorbed, it granted infinite use. Moments later, Xiaofei's skill list gained a new line: Summon Shadow Dragon King Black Blade, and Lu Pame ordered her to show its true power. 5 minutes passed. The sky stayed calm. No summon in sight. Lu Pame blinked, puzzled. Checking the description, he was stunned. Permanent stealth, 1600x assassination power, immune to all damage. Cold sweat ran down his neck. This skill was absurdly broken and Deep Wu Tian urged him to test it fast. When he disabled stealth, space warped, and a massive black dragon with blood-edged wings tore into view. Deep Wu Tian's eyes widened. She couldn't believe Lu Pame now owned an invisible dragon. Lu Pame smirked, saying, "This isn't just any dragon. Want to see what it can really do?" He led her to a patrolling level 95 Shadow Dragon general nearby. Lu Pame ordered curtly, "Shadow conceal." The black dragon vanished, melting into the air, trailing its master like a living shadow. The dragon general sensed an intruder, roared furiously, and lunged at Lu Pame. But just before its claws hit, an invisible slash struck, sending it crashing down. Then a storm of unseen blades shredded it to dust. The monster screamed in agony, blood spraying everywhere, yet its enemy remained unseen. Deep Wu Tian shuddered, admitting that being attacked by an invisible foe was a true nightmare. Lu Pame smirked coldly, saying this was just the beginning. The real fun was about to start. He signaled Xiaofei, who transformed into spirit light, enveloping the hidden black blade and doubling its power. The Shadow Dragon General roared, spewing purple flames across the sky to seek its target. It fired dragon scales toward Lu Pame, but he stood calmly, unmoved. Then his shadow cloak activated, swallowing all incoming attacks into the void. Lu Pame commanded firmly, "Black Blade, show me your strongest strike." Space tore open. The blade appeared behind the boss, unleashing a fatal shadow execution that sliced it clean in half. Deep Wu Tian broke into a cold sweat. Such power could slay a level 95 boss. Lu Pame reassured her, promising protection and a showdown with Huang Yu Tian in 2 days. Moved, Deep Wu Tian gripped his hand, vowing that if he succeeded, the Diep clan would treat him as a benefactor and give him a grand gift. 2 days later, they arrived at the western border as promised, ready for their fateful confrontation. Lu Pame inhaled deeply, gazing at the majestic mountains, sensing the dense spiritual energy that bred countless masters. He nodded slightly, thinking this mystic aura made his coming duel with Huang Yu Tian all the more thrilling. Deep Wu Tian pointed toward a grand mansion in the distance, saying it was Diep Manor where it would all begin. Landing in the courtyard, she turned to Lu Pame, her voice tinged with hesitation. "Are you truly ready to face everything with me? You can still back out," she said anxiously. Lu Pame smiled confidently, replying, "I've come this far, how could I retreat? The only ones to regret will be the Huang and Long clans." Relieved, Deep Wu Tian's eyes firmed. "Let's go. I'll show you where I grew up." Meanwhile, at the royal arena, a fierce duel raged between Huang Yu Tian and the ancestral elder. The level 98 prodigy parried respectfully, admitting the elder still stood on a higher plane. The elder nodded approvingly, praising his power equal to level 99 and promising that upon ascension, he'd raise the Huang clan to rank B status. Huang Yu Tian bowed solemnly, declaring, "I will not fail your expectations." Suddenly, a servant rushed in. Deep Wu Tian had returned, accompanied by a youth riding a rare black dragon. The elder frowned, sensing danger, and ordered that the dragon Tamer be subdued or killed on the spot in the western border, then revealed plans for the Diep clan's meeting with Long Hu. 3 days later, tension thickened throughout Diep Manor. Lu Pame had just completed his secluded training, boosting all his dragon's combat power. The surge in strength made him confident enough to face clan leaders, but just as he dressed, urgent knocks announced bad news. The Long clan had marched to their gates. Hearing the shouting outside, Lu Pame saw the Long clan fully assembled. Diep Wu Tian calmly ordered the gates guarded while he stood beside her, saying firmly, "With me here, no one dares touch you." As they entered, Long Han sprang up arrogantly, sneering, "Oh, you dare show up? The Diep clan's hospitality sure is amusing." Deep Wu Tian replied coldly, "If this were before, a rude fool like you would been kicked out already." Long Han laughed arrogantly, while the level 98 warrior Long Hu sneered, 2 months are up, yet you dare return. Marry me, at least your clan's name will survive." Lu Pame burst up angrily, "You marry Miss Deep? Look in a mirror first!" Long Han roared, ready to teach him a lesson. Lu Pame grasped Deep Wu Tian's hand firmly, vowing, "No one will ever bully you again." Deep Wu Tian smiled, looping her arm around his like in a lover's act. "See, what can a weak girl like me do?" Lu Pame smirked, "Leave it to me." Long Hu scoffed, "Deal with us? You, an outsider, dare meddle in clan affairs." Deep Wu Tian declared proudly, "I, heir of the Diep clan, grant Lu Pame full authority to settle this dispute." Lu Pame calmly took the main seat, legs crossed. "Now am I qualified to talk with you?" Long Hu shouted, "Are you insane? You'd hand the Diep clan to that brat?" He growled, 3 hours. If you're still alive, I'll leave the western border forever. Lu Fame's lips curled fine. Then I won't hold back. He raised his hand, slowly counting 1. Long Han burst out laughing. Ha! Empty threats, who are you trying to scare? Lu Fame tilted his head slightly, replying softly, who? The Long clan roared with laughter, mocking him as too scared to stand straight. Suddenly Lu Pam's eyes flashed with killing intent, voice low and cold. Ha! He lowered his hand, stating flatly, it's over. A thin crimson line appeared on Long Hus' waist. His prayer beads snapped, scattering across the stone floor. His body split in half, blood spraying. Long Han froze in horror, screaming for his brother as their men panicked in disbelief. The mob drew weapons, shouting, you killed our second master! Lu Pam flicked his fingers. A gust of invisible wind swept through. Instantly, every Long clansman fell, bodies sliced cleanly, blood pooling across the hall. Amid the crimson sea, only Long Han remained trembling, pale as death. Lu Pam approached, voice icy. By Long clan law, the defeated must submit. So tell me who's the one trembling now? Long Han collapsed, stammering, spare me, please! I won't defy you again! Lu Fame patted his shoulder. I'm not killing you. You've got a message to deliver. His tone hardened. In 3 days, the Long clan will return all resources to the Diep clan. If not, I'll erase your manor. Clear. Long Han kowtowed frantically, agreeing through trembling lips. He fled in terror, muttering madly, I saw it, it's real, that thing truly exists. On the rooftop, the massive shadow of the Shadow Dragon King flickered briefly, then vanished into the void. Half an hour later, Huang Yutian marched to Deep Manor with his army, his aura raging like fire. Upon seeing the guards, he coldly drew his sword and killed one on the spot. No need to announce me, I'll meet Miss Deep myself. The remaining guards screamed, Lady Diep, help! The Huang clan is slaughtering us! Before Huang could move, a flaming spear blocked his path. Deep Wu Tian appeared, eyes blazing. You dare spill blood at Diep Manor in broad daylight. Any intruder, kill without mercy! Huang Yutian sneered, drawing the white jade sword. Kill without mercy. Then today I'll show you despair. He ordered his men to attack, but suddenly, a colossal shadow dropped from above, smashing soldiers aside like leaves in a storm. It was none other than Long Hu, now a loyal combat puppet under Lu Fame's command. Huang Yutian froze, shouting, Long Hu, why are you with the Diep clan, traitor? On the rooftop, Lu Fame sat calmly, smiling faintly. Good, another step completed. Deep Wu Tian called up, Lu Fame, that one's mine, he replied. No need, senior, his not worth your effort. Insulted, Huang Yutian unleashed 9 peerless swords, turning sword aura into a raging storm toward Lu Fame. He roared, you want death? I'll grant it. Lu Fame ordered coolly, black blade strike. A black gust flashed by 9 swords shattered like glass. Huang Yutian gasped, what? Where did that dragon come from? Lu Fame descended, his voice deep. Use that same move that once hurt me and my senior. Today I'll repay it in full. Behind him, the Shadow Dragon King's form emerged, radiating an icy killing aura. Huang Yutian sweated, stammering, what is that? The elder never said he had a dragon like this. He frantically looked for allies, but all his soldiers had been slain by the puppet Long Hu. Deep Wu Tian charged forward, spear blazing. Huang Yutian! Today you'll pay for the Deep clan's blood. He countered desperately with frost sword diffusion and vision-breaking slash, trying to reveal the hidden foe useless. The Shadow Dragon King ignored detection, while Deep Wu Tian pierced through the mist, her flaming spear striking his shoulder, sending him flying with a scream. He gathered all his strength for one final strike, frost and flame clashing violently as he roared for her death. But Lu Fame had seen through it, commanding the Dragon King to ambush from behind, shattering the technique. Disarmed, Huang Yutian dropped his sword, panicking as he called his mechanical bird to flee. Lu Fame waved his hand, sword Kuai shot out, striking the bird and sending him crashing to the ground in disgrace. Deep Wu Tian stepped forward, spear at his throat. He trembled, begging for mercy under the guise of clan rules. Lu Fame answered coldly, forget it, you won't need to know about such things anymore. The moment he finished, Deep Wu Tian thrust her spear through his heart. 7 fiery sigils erupted, burning him alive amid screams. Her voice rang out, hear them, the spirits of the Deep clan calling you. Go to hell, Huang Yutian. As his charred body fell, Lu Fame gently patted her head, saying her fury had finally been eased. Then a blue light wrapped the corpse. Huang Yutian's eyes reopened lifelessly, kneeling. Lu Fame smiled, gaining a 4th turn puppet. The army was complete. He then looked afar, sensing the rising storm. News of Huang Yutian and Long Hus' deaths had shaken both clans. Indeed, chaos brewed. The Long clan's council gathered in heavy tension as Long Han knelt trembling before the furious patriarch. Shaking, Long Han swore it was true, the dragon Tamer's power was so overwhelming his brother died before reacting. Even 3rd turn masters couldn't escape, wiped out instantly before casting a single spell. Then Handun stepped forward, reporting grimly the 2nd master was dead, and the dragon Tamer had issued an ultimatum demanding all resources in 3 days. Suddenly, a deafening explosion shattered the roof tiles and debris rained down across the grand hall. From the smoke descended an old man with silver hair, his murderous aura so fierce everyone stepped back. It was the Huang clan's grand elder. He roared, "Long Kong, you owe me an explanation today." Long Kong narrowed his eyes coldly. "Elder Huang, losing to the Diep clan wasn't enough. Now you want war with the Long clan too." The Huang elder slammed his staff furiously. "You colluded with the Diep clan? Longer who killed my grandson? I'll settle that debt today." Long Kong froze, frowning. "My brother killed Huang Yutian. What nonsense are you spouting?" He barked. "I saw with my own eyes who was slain by Liu Cam's dragon. How could he have helped him kill your kin?" But Long Han quickly interjected, "Elder Huang, mind your words. This is Long territory. Hugh is dead, choose them carefully." He then said sternly, "If someone truly saw Hugh aid the Diep clan, there must have been a necromancer behind them." The Huang elder paused, realizing the truth. The dragon Tamer had let Long Han live to deliver a message. Long Kong nodded. 3 days later, the Diep clan would reign supreme. Thus, hatred turned old rivals into allies. The Huang elder gritted his teeth, vowing to make the Diep clan pay for their arrogance. Long Han offered, "Patriarch, the dragon Tamer is strong, but if we bind his dragons and kill his real body, he won't survive." Long Kong sneered, "Relax. I've obtained the Sunpiercer divine arrow. It'll lock onto his dragons and reveal his position." He declared boldly, "If the Diep clan thinks one dragon Tamer equals the Huang and Long clans combined, we'll show them true power." Before they could march, the ground trembled violently. Roars like an earthquake sent guards into panic. Someone shouted, "Beast tide incoming! Inform Lady Diep immediately!" From the horizon surged hordes of beasts, led by the Huang Long alliance, with both elders floating above, their aura overwhelming. The Huang elder bellowed, "You kill my grandson and dare demand my clan's submission in 3 days. Insolent wretch!" Long Kong added, "We once respected the Diep clan, yet you killed our bloodline today. None of you will leave alive!" His voice turned icy. "Flatten the Diep clan, leave not a single soul standing." Instantly, thousands of soldiers and beasts charged, breaching Diep Manor's outer defenses. Inside, Diep soldiers screamed in despair, "We're surrounded on all sides! Any ideas?" Suddenly, all attacks were blocked by the radiant glow of the Eternal Guardian barrier. It had been activated. From the center, Liu Pame stepped forward, voice cold and calm, "4-turn power still can't make you see reason. Today the Deep Gate blames no one but itself." Long Kong sneered, "So you're the dragon Tamer daring to challenge both Huang and Long clans." Standing beside him, Deep Wu Tian replied sharply, "Mind your words, he now holds authority over the Diep clan." The Huang elder laughed mockingly, "A pack of petty dragons dares boast. You know nothing of true strength." Liu Pame smiled faintly, eyes glacial, "Funny, you're the ones who don't know your limits." He raised his hand, signaling, "Everyone prepare for battle." Instantly, space distorted violently as all of Liu Pame's dragons manifested, blanketing the skies. Then Xiao Fei summoned the fallen Saint Dragon, tearing open the blazing gate of hell. From the black smoke poured undead troops led by Long Erhu and Huang Yushin, Liu Pam's new loyal puppets. The two ancestors froze in terror, trembling as they called out Erhu and Tianer's names. Liu Fam's body turned dragon-like, golden scales covering him as Xiao Fei wrapped him in a jade mirror barrier. 5 massive golden dragons appeared, crushing the air as Liu Pam roared, "The more the merrier." The dragons breathed fire, burning the vanguard. Long Kong sweated coldly, realizing their attack was a mistake. Liu Fam gave no mercy, activating dragon speech reversal to copy every destructive skill, turning earth into molten hell. Thunder roared as Long Abok summoned divine lightning to strike the enemy ranks. Meanwhile, the star spirit dragon called down stardust rain, meteors tearing through everything. 2 fallen saint dragons dove and self-destructed with sun pool light, shaking heaven and earth. The allied army shattered instantly, screams and despair echoing across the battlefield. Amid the flames, only the 2 ancestors stood. Long Kong shouted they must kill the dragon Tamer or perish. Both unleashed forbidden arts. Long Kong burned lifespan, tripling his power in a storm of fury. Huang Patriarch drank spirit elixir, cast late heaven tribulation, and both charged at a clone, thinking it real. Liu Fam threw one punch, blasting Long Kong away bleeding and broken. Instantly, Huang Patriarch trapped Liu Pam with mystic shield, laughing triumphantly, "We've got him!" Liu Fam smirked faintly, voice dull, "You've really let me down." Then he stretched, shattering the chains like dust. He spewed molten fire, obliterating the shield and flinging Huang Patriarch off the field. Landing amid the smoke, Liu Cam strode toward the dying foes. Long Kong weakly called for the sunshot god of arrows. Liu Pam cut him off coldly, "You mean that worm hiding in the shadows?" He sneered, "My dragon found him annoying, so it took care of him already." Long Kong spat blood and hatred, despairing at the sky. Liu Pam raised his hand, voice icy, "I warned you but you chose death." With fading breath, Huang Patriarch shouted, "Liu Fam, listen! Behind the Huang clan stands the Ning clan, you can't touch them!" He gasped, "The Ning clan, rank C family, level 100 powerhouses, one finger could erase you." Liu Fam laughed coldly, "If you long for them so much, go greet them in the underworld first." The 5 dragon clones merged into him, power erupting, shaking space violently. Massive energy burst forth as the 10,000 Dragon King's shadow rose. Roaring wrath of 10,000 dragons! He unleashed his ultimate move, birthing black holes that devoured all life and spirit nearby. The two ancestors were sucked into the vortex, screaming, "Lu fam! The Ning clan will avenge us!" As the battle ended, Ye Wuxian rushed in, stunned, teasing, "What's wrong, scared now?" She shook her head, eyes bright with awe. "Never seen you this strong when you fell. My heart stopped now you've slain them both." Lu fam smiled softly. "To be your support, I don't need to say it, I just do it." Ye Wuxian blushed, then firmly said, "With the Huang and Long clans gone, now's our best chance to seize their power." Lu Pame nodded. "I'll handle the Longs, you take the Huangs." Watching her fly off, he mused, "The Long clan, one of my divine treasure points." At Long Manor, Long Xing paced anxiously, dreading the silence from his ancestor as unease grew with every minute. Suddenly, a blinding light descended, bright as day shielding his eyes. Long Xing shouted, "What's going on? Why so bright?" He looked up and froze in utter terror. Above, a blazing energy sphere like a falling star was crashing straight toward Long Manor.